What is time? This is one of the profound questions that many philosophers, scientists, thinkers, etc. have been asking since ages. This question may sound very absurd, meaningless, ridiculous to the people who are just involved in their daily lives and hardly have paid attention to the nature of our existence. None of us can exist without time, or in other words, through our five senses, seeing, touching, smelling, hearing and tasting, we cannot perceive time, yet we cannot deny its existence either. If we look back into the history of time itself, it is very difficult to imagine, or one cannot imagine when time actually began. If it began millions of years ago, what was there before that? One can always ask, what happened before that? This approach to understanding time would leave us with the question, what happened before that? And it would not be wrong to ask, and a few answers would satisfy us for a while or so, delaying the new questions to be asked. It is better to accept the fact that time is beyond our understanding. A human mind can never conceive something that has neither a beginning nor an end. In the course of our entire life, we have seen things beginning at a certain time and ending at a certain time, meaning anything that has a beginning has an end too. We know for sure that we also have an end. We will end one day. Therefore, our minds can only conceive something that has a beginning and an end. People have defined time according to their understanding. But how can one define the indefinable? The very word definition means a boundary, a limitation, something that begins and ends. But time is indefinable. So, defining time in any terms or language will never give us a clear idea of what time exactly is. So, it is better to come to terms with our ignorance that we cannot know time in its entirety. We can only know time in bits and pieces, past, present and future. Past is something that we have lived, and the future is something we are about to live. Which means we live in neither. We only live in the present. Past is simply an accumulation of memories, and based on those memories, we project our future. Without the past, the future cannot be projected. There is no past and future in real life as we have mountains, trees, rivers, roads, and animals. The past and the future are simply our mind's creation. Simply put, they are just imagination. The present is a very thin line through which the future becomes the past. Now is all the time there is. We live in the now, and our whole life happens here and now. This moment is eternity. This now is eternity. The whole universe is functioning now. Nothing happens in the past or future. The past is dead and future is not yet. Nothing can happen in the past and future because they don't exist at all. Even if you have to think about your past and future, you can only do it now. We cannot get out of now, so it is better to live now. If we learn how to handle this moment now, we have learned how to handle the entire life, because our entire life can only happen now, nowhere else.